The night begins with a whisper, one of those whispers that sweeps through the sports world like a spark catching dry grass. A rumor, a number, a story so unbelievable that fans don't know whether to gasp, laugh, or question reality itself. It starts with a single name, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. But the twist, it isn't about a pitch. It isn't about a strikeout. It isn't even about baseball. It's about money, a staggering, accidental, life-changing profit birthed from a moment no one paid attention to. In the dim glow of a Los Angeles evening, an American celebrity scrolls through his messages, confused. His phone won't stop vibrating. Notifications stack one after another, auction alerts, price updates, brokers trying to reach him. He doesn't understand why. Only one line stands out. Your item just sold, for $1.13 million. He blinks. He reads it again. 1.13 million. For something he bought casually, something he barely remembered owning. And the name attached to that surge. The same picture redefining expectations, rewriting narratives, and resetting the price of greatness, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. The story traces back to a quiet night months before. A private charity event. Cameras off, crowds small, the kind of night where celebrities mingle, sip champagne, sign checks, and bid on memorabilia without thinking twice. On that night, the American celebrity, famous enough to be recognized, wealthy enough to buy without worrying, placed a small bid on an item connected to a rising Japanese pitcher. It wasn't a headline item. It wasn't the main attraction. It wasn't even expensive. At the time, it cost less than a luxury vacation. A low-profile investment. A souvenir more symbolic than valuable. But then came Yamamoto. A contract that shook the league. A performance that set the sports economy on fire. A name that crashed into American consciousness like a meteor. Suddenly, every relic tied to him became gold. Collectors scrambled. Investors panicked. Auction houses held emergency sessions. And that forgotten item, locked in a climate-controlled vault somewhere in Beverly Hills, skyrocketed in value so fast experts couldn't explain it. The celebrity didn't plan it. He didn't predict it. He didn't even remember he had it. Yet here he was, accidentally holding one of the most profitable pieces of sports memorabilia of the year. The bidding war was vicious. New money versus old money. Japanese collectors versus American investors. Every minute, the value ticked upward like a thermometer in a fire. $300,000. $500,000. $850,000. Then silence. A pause. A breath so heavy the room seemed to stop. Until one final bid, an amount that shattered logic and electrified the world. $1.13 million. A number large enough to make anyone dizzy. A number that made commentators check their notes twice. A number that proved Yamamoto wasn't just a pitcher, he was an economic force. Reporters rushed to confirm the sale. Fans exploded on social media. Economists scratched their heads trying to understand the phenomenon. But the truth is simple. When greatness becomes undeniable, everything connected to it becomes priceless. Meanwhile, the celebrity sits on his balcony, staring at the sunset, almost laughing at the absurdity of his situation. One moment, he's just another wealthy figure in Los Angeles. The next, he's the accidental protagonist of the most unexpected financial story in sports. He didn't throw a pitch. He didn't sign a contract. He didn't step into a negotiation room. Yet Yamamoto's rise pulled him into the spotlight, gifting him a seven-figure payday from a forgotten moment. But there's another layer to the truth, one that fans feel deep in their hearts. This story isn't just about money. It's about momentum. About timing. About how greatness can ripple outward and change lives far beyond the stadium. Because what Yamamoto brings to baseball isn't just skill. It's energy. It's belief. It's the kind of force that creates chaos, opportunity, and miracles in unexpected places. Collectors call it the Yamamoto effect. Experts call it market shock. Fans call it magic. And maybe that's what makes the story so compelling. Not that someone made millions, but that Yamamoto, through nothing more than excellence, turned an ordinary object into a treasure. In a world obsessed with headlines, hot takes, and instant reactions, this story reminds us that sports still has room for wonder. For mystery. For moments that make you lean back and think, how, and why, does this even happen? And as the season rolls on, as Yamamoto climbs higher, as his legend expands, one thought lingers in the air like smoke after fireworks. If one forgotten item could become worth $1.13 million, what else could happen? What other surprises lie waiting? What other stories are quietly growing in the shadows, ready to explode when the world isn't looking? Because when a player like Yamamoto steps onto the field, he doesn't just change games. He changes lives. And somewhere in Los Angeles tonight, an American celebrity lifts a glass, smiles to himself, and whispers to Yamamoto, the man who throws fire and creates gold. A reminder that greatness is unpredictable. A reminder that life is full of unexpected blessings. A reminder that sometimes, the world rewards you for nothing more than being in the right place at the right time. And that, right there, is why sports will always be bigger than sport. Because in the end, this isn't just the story of a $1.13 million artifact. It's the story of impact, of legacy, of how one athlete, simply by becoming himself, can spark a chain reaction that touches lives he'll never meet. And that is the power of Yoshinobu Yamamoto.